Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got James with me. We've just drawn 1-1 to Everton here, the last final game for us at Goodison Park. James, he made a lot of changes. We did all the pre-up, the preview and the breakdowns. We said we are all looking at Real Madrid. We don't think the team should be. Mikel shouldn't really be. He wouldn't have. Surely he's not got one eye on Real Madrid. And then we came in today. The 11 kind of says he did, and then you see it, and it felt like it was one eye on Madrid.
Yeah, or at least trying things. So to be fair, I can't really complain because it's what we wanted to see. I just never thought he'd do it. So it's good. I mean, we've got a full half of Saka, Trossard, Martinelli. That's the front three I've wanted to see. He kept Marino getting some minutes, but in midfield, I actually thought Marino did well. Yeah, or did fine. Probably could have done better with that cross from Tierney. I thought it was a really good cross at the end, but otherwise he won everything in the air.
He did have a bandage around his head at the time. I
forgot about that. You're right. What else did he try? Obviously Ben White got some really key, what was it, an hour? It's a really important hour he got.
Kivior looked bright?
Kivior did fine. Yeah, I thought Kivior's got this kind of scoop pass over the top in behind to a Martinelli or a Trossard or a Declan Rice in behind, which, I mean, today was kind of one of our best ways of creating chances. It was kind of our only way of getting in behind teams. So Kivior, for whatever he kind of lacks in terms of physically that it seems our other centre-backs and defenders have, because he's tall, but he's not really strong. Didn't feel he got bullied by Beto in any way, though that was more a battle with Saliba. And on the ball, he was really good. So, I thought Kivior did fine, to be fair.
With all these changes and all these trials, which we've been screaming for from Mikel Arteta, like I said to Lee, is there really any point in it? Because are you going to really, when it comes to Tuesday night against Real Madrid, you as a fan, do you think he's really going to be doing that, or is he going to be bringing on Saka, Martinelli and I don't know if Marino's even going to start up top? Would he put that with Trossard?
Well, no, I think he did it to really have a look. We gave Trossard a full 90 up there, and he scored. And I actually thought he played well. I thought he did fine. Really well, I thought the overall, did we have as much of a presence up front? No, but did it matter? Because he was popping in different areas. I thought linking up nicely, but crucially scored his goal and took it really well. So, what else did he try? We tried Rice, Marino and Odegaard as a three. That was good. We saw, obviously Sterling Waneri got a first 45 for Martinelli and Saka. I thought Martinelli looked really bright, by the way. Not everything came off, but it's not going to for a winger. I thought largely he these two games since returning, I think he's looked really good. So that's encouraging for Madrid. So. Yeah, what was your question?
I was going to say, obviously he's tried all these things. Will we see them against Real Madrid? Because Trossard's going to be frustrated if he doesn't start. And does he have a right to be frustrated?
Well, the full 90 might tell you that also he's not planning on starting him, but then Marino played full 90, so you can look at it in lots of ways. Look, Arteta's keeping us guessing. Not always in the best of ways. Sometimes he's been keeping us guessing. It's been in like what's he going to do, kind of what genius he's going to pull out. We haven't been able to talk about that as much this season.
Sometimes it's like, what is...
Yeah, but, you know...
But Kivior got a full 90 to say, and do you expect him to start? I mean...
I don't know, because the fact that he gave Ben White the start, rather than bringing Ben White on for 30 minutes, he actually gave him an hour, which kind of makes you think he's trying to get some minutes into his legs. And I don't see him not playing during Timber, unless he's looking at Timber left back, which he might do. So I don't know. It's really, you can look at this in so many ways. I genuinely don't know.
It's interesting. We've just played Everton, and honestly, everyone's even now, and it's going to be this way. We're all looking at the Real Madrid game because that is like Stritter said. There's 2 games left of our season because that's what everyone's kind of looking at. You spoke about Timber potentially playing left back. Talked to me on Marcelo Skelly today. I don't know how you're sat next to me, so I know what your angle was like. But thoughts on the penalty? Do you think it was harsh? Do you think? And just talking Marcelo Skelly as well. He's learning his trade. He's a young player, but there's so much quality there. We saw an amazing run for him through the middle. Yeah. What are your thoughts on his performance today?
With strength and quality on the ball is sensational. Yeah. He's absolutely ready for this level. I mean, this wasn't someone who just came in because of a few injuries or whatever, who looked quite bright in the cup or whatever. Yeah, this is someone who has, throughout the season, gradually made that position his own because of how well he's played. He's 18, he looks 23 and like he's been doing this for years. Both in terms of his maturity, but also his kind of strength and physicality. He's well up to it for the Premier League. Now with the penalty, genuinely, we had a terrible view of that penalty, not of the game. And I've got no internet. I genuinely haven't been able to see it back. What I did get, when kind of you got bad internet, but Twitter kind of loads like the text, but not the footage or whatever. I've seen everyone just saying it's a joke, not just Arsenal fans, everyone's saying it. So I'll watch it back and maybe I'll be wrong, and if I'm wrong I'll get in the comment section as fan cam and let you know. But I just, the general reaction is that, we see in the week Tarkowski shouldn't even be playing this game because of the red card he should have had against Liverpool. Those are the kind of things they don't want to punish, but it seems like they come down quite hard on Arsenal this season.
It's interesting you say this, and I know the view of, because obviously it was next to you, the view of the penalty was difficult. But I'll tell you what, you did have a good view of is that Trossard last minute swing at, I don't know if it was Tarkowski, and the ref blowing up for. I mean, have you seen anything like that?
Again, I haven't seen it back. We saw it live at the moment. I mean, that was all a bit of a weird end to the game. But also, I think he stuck a leg out to take a touch. But the thing was, he seemed to have a very good view of Tarkowski in front of him. I'm just going to swing a leg here. But
it could have been disastrous.
I'm laughing, but I mean, no one got hurt. It's not great, but I mean, yeah, whatever. It was all very strange. I need to kind of see it back. That was all a bit weird. And then it felt like he blew for full time, and then went, actually, a free kick. Yeah. And I thought, was that because there was a VAR check? You know, normally. We've seen that before where Brighton, Man United, they blew the full-time whistle, but then VAR actually said it should have been a penalty, so they restarted the game. But he just went, actually no, free kick. It was weird. Anyway, maybe he never blew the full-time whistle. It felt like
he definitely did, because the whistle was the signal, the hand. He did the double whistle. Yeah. Then it looked like he looked at the screen and saw, there's 30 seconds left, and then panicked a little bit. But it was an interesting display from the referee today for the strikers situation or who plays up front for you, James. When it comes to Tuesday night, off what you've seen today. You're a big fan. You've been screaming for Trossard in that false nine role. He had a good game, but Mikel Merino, I mean, he's a man on form when it comes to strikers. 6 goals in the league this season so far. Yeah. But then you look at it, you see him in midfield. I'll be honest, I was very impressed today from Mikel Merino in midfield.
I thought he did quite well. The thing is, I mean, my brain is thinking, where can we scam an ugly win against Madrid?
Right.
Maybe it is having your 6'2" players on the pitch, a set piece, defend your set piece as well. Try bully their centre backs, but Rudiger's dealt with worse than Mikel Merino up front, let's be honest. So I mean, I don't know, but the reason I like Trossard in there is not because I think he does loads. He didn't terrorise Everton today. Not because he does loads more than Merino. It's because who's going to get the ball on the edge of the area and deliver just a moment of quality. You know, when you look at that goal, I don't really think anyone else, bar maybe Saka, scores the goal Trossard scored today.
It was a good goal.
Because he can compose himself, set himself off both feet, right and left, pick out the corners. With Merino, though I think his finishing has actually been really good, the service has had to be there. I think with Trossard, he doesn't always have to rely on that service. I think against Madrid, how much of that is there going to be? So that's in my mind a little bit with Trossard and the Merino debate. But quite frankly, I don't know. It's a toss-up. There's an argument for both. I won't complain too much either way, but I lean towards Trossard, I think. But that wasn't what I was saying post-Fulham. By the way, if I actually could just very quickly jump in with one last thing. Firstly, amazing tribute for Kevin Campbell.
Yeah, really nice.
Just the whole stadium, Arsenal fans, Everton fans, all the nights.
There's a really good vibe around the stadium today from everyone.
Yeah, and absolutely. And I think in that moment, like, football fans get a lot of hate and criticism, a lot of it justified. But it's also something that like really brings people together. In that moment, that was like a really special thing. That how often do you see that? I mean, football is one of the things that can bring that kind of thing. And I think the way football fans honour former players, people who kind of gave them great memories and, you know, played for their club and loved the club and the fans, and the love's returned. And I think for that to kind of have been honoured both at the Emirates and here is very special. So I think that was really great, and I'm sure everyone would have found it really moving in the stadium as well, and everyone watching on TV. Second thing I wanted to say was in the previews, and I wanted to address this, and I kind of realised this almost in the first couple of minutes. There's a real kind of apathy, or has been, from me and maybe others, kind of when it comes to these Premier League games and, you know, watching Arsenal in the Premier League, because we're not in this title race, because it's the middle of April and we're kind of talking about chasing Liverpool. But one thing I sort of remembered a little bit today, it was a bit of a slap around the face for me, was it does still matter. There are fans that travel across the country to come and watch their team play. There are kids who are coming here watching their team play. And actually it's good to see that commitment, something in my eyes, I'm trying to make a nice point, that commitment is kind of shown by the players. We didn't win today. We weren't good enough. There are problems. I haven't really probably complained enough about that performance in some ways. Some of it was fine, some of it wasn't good enough. But the players still try. I think that's important to remember, not just the players, but also I guess when we're talking about it, that we still want to win football matches, and it still matters whether we're in a title race or not. You keep going, and not to just feel so apathetic about it, I think is important as well.